Hey everyone, this is Jack for Think Computers, and here we have the Patriot PBO core. First, let's take a look at what's inside the box. Patriot was very generous about what they've included. You get a composite and HDMI cable, a 4-pin to 6-pin USB cable, a nice remote with batteries, transcoding software, screws if you choose to install a hard drive, and of course, the PBO itself with the power adapter. The unit is sleek and compact. In fact, it's about the size of a CD case. The front has LEDs for power and standby, internal hard drive, USB, and wired network activity. It also has one of the two USB 2.0 ports, which makes it easy to hook up a thumb drive. The back of the unit has composite video, optical out, HDMI 1.3, power switch, mini USB for hooking the PBO directly up to a computer, the second USB port, 10100 Ethernet, and the power plug. The top cover easily slides off after removing a couple of screws. Looking inside, we see the spot for the internal hard drive and the fan. You can put up to a 1 terabyte drive in this thing, so don't be afraid. And the fan can get a little bit loud after the PBO has been on for a while. I was able to hear it from about 3 feet away. That might bother some people, but I don't see it as a deal breaker. Now on to some testing. Here's the home screen. It's pretty basic and isn't too flashy. As you see, when the unit is powered on, you're alerted as to which USB devices are plugged in. In this case, I have a USB stick and the Patriot Wi-Fi adapter. While I'm able to easily find my way around the interface, I'm unsure how well the average person will be able to navigate it. With terms like UPnP and NET, people may not know what those are and they might become confused. Also, the title of DVD is pretty misleading. There isn't an optical drive in the PBO and one cannot be installed. Although once you find the correct device, you should be familiar with the folder layout. The PBO has an extensive list of supported formats, which made it impossible to test every single format in every situation. However, the PBO did play almost everything I threw at it. To start the test off, here's an open source movie made in Blender. It's in an M4V container and is at a pretty basic resolution of 640 by 360. The PBO plays it flawlessly. If you have some family or friends over and want to look at pictures, the PBO can help. This is one area where the PBO does exceptionally well. Pictures can be rotated, you can zoom in, and you can easily skip to the next picture. And you can even choose the transition. Each picture I tested is a different format. I tested PNG, BMP, and JPEG. One thing the PBO has right overall is you can adjust any of the settings while a piece of media is open. Here's an example of adjusting the picture transition without having to back out of the picture itself. The transition can be changed, the setup menu can be closed, and boom, right away we're able to see our new transition. Now on to some random video tests. Here's a 42 megabit 1080p H.264 encoded video in an MKV container. There's a bunch of birds flying around. It's really crazy to witness. But on the technical side, the PBO has enough horsepower to handle it just fine. Just a quick side note, there is no sound for this video. Next up is a video I took during CES 2010 at the Microsoft booth. I took it using a handheld camcorder. It's a 720p H.264 video in an AVI container. The audio format is ADPCM, but it's all trivial for the PBO. Here's an older video that was originally on Xbox.com as a Guitar Hero 2 promo. It's in a WMV container, the video is encoded with VC1 at 640 by 360, and the audio is WMA Pro. Another CES video, but this is the Dolby Suite at CES 2011. Again, this video was taken with a handheld camcorder. Although it's an MP4 container, the video is encoded in H.264 at 720 by 480. The audio is 2-channel AAC. A super old homemade video. It's an ASF container, MS-MPEG-4 at 320 by 240 and WMA audio. It took some digging through my computer to find this real video clip. I don't know if anyone has any real content, but the PBO didn't care. It still played it. Another old file. This one is really cool and I recommend YouTubing Halo Matrix so you can see the entire thing. This video is encoded in MPEG-2, 720 by 480 with MPEG audio. Last but not least, I found this hilarious video of old people racing on scooters. I can't wait to show it to you guys. Wait, what's this? Invalid file? It can't be, but yes, it is true. The PBO will not play any FLVs. None. This is a big deal to me. FLV is way more prevalent today than something like real media, so I was disappointed to see the PBO would not play any FLVs. Also, even though I didn't show it, the PBO will play XVids and DivX just fine. Okay, so let's move on to some random music tests. I encoded files in OGG, FLAC, WAVE, and AAC. The PBO had no troubles playing any. Also, none of them have any tags or album art, so don't worry about those fields being blank. The PBO does offer background audio, although I don't know why you would want it. There isn't much else to do when audio is playing, and you can't go back to the now playing screen from the home screen. You have to open up any of the browser windows and press display on the remote to bring back the now playing screen. Checking out some network playback, the PBO supported every UPnP server I threw at it, including Windows Media Player Network Sharing, PS3 Media Server, and Tversity. So this is a demo of Windows Media Player UPnP server. I'm going to play some music here because this is where I actually found a problem at. This problem did not exist with PS3 Media Server or Tversity. So this was specific to Windows Media Player Network Sharing, and as you can see here, it's taking a very long time to enumerate all of the files I have in my music folder. There's over 3,000 files here. So, I expect it to take a while, but really this is a bit long. So we're still waiting. We have maybe about 3 more seconds to go here before we see our file list. And here's our file list. I immediately hit play on the remote. However, the song has not started playing yet, and it hasn't even acknowledged that I've pressed play. So right now my hands are off the remote, and I'm still waiting for something to happen. In a couple seconds, you will see the play icon come up, but like I said, that is not me pressing it. That is the PBO catching up. And now that we have a song playing, now we're waiting for that now playing screen that we saw back on the random music file test. The one that had the album art and everything like that. That's what we're waiting to come up right now. And as you see, it still hasn't came up after, 5 to 10 seconds here. And in fact, you're not going to see that come up. What's going to happen here is going to be pretty interesting, at least to me. I think it's cool. Right there. There it is. The PBO just crashed. So it seems when it has UPnP directories over 3,000 files, only on Windows Media Player sharing it has issues. So you can see it restarted itself there. I didn't have to turn it back on, and it's reinitializing everything there. So the PBO crashed on Windows Media Player Network Sharing with over 3,000 files. I think crashes like that are completely unacceptable. However, since this is a rare case and it only happened with Windows Media Player, I'm going to cut the PBO a little slack here and just say use a different UPnP server. Let's take a look at network shares. One thing that is really frustrating about the PBO is that it does not have support for a USB keyboard. I think that USB keyboard support should be included for ease of navigation and especially for typing in login information for network shares. You have to use the remote to navigate the on-screen keyboard, but you can save the share like I just did, so you really only have to do it once. Okay, our music is playing. We have album art and ID3 tags. Awesome. Wait, is that Twisted Sister album art? Why, yes it is. And I have no clue how I got there. In fact, all of the album art is incorrect for these songs. The PBO has mysteriously retrieved album art that isn't even on my computer. I found no solution to this problem, so beware. You might end up with some odd unrelated album art from who knows where. Last but not least is IMS. This is a cool part of the PBO. It has news and video feeds pre-added. Let's check out MSNBC first.
On our broadcast tonight, twin crises to report tonight.
As you can see, everything plays back fine. Since I like games, let's check out an Attack of the Show video. Here you can see the resume playback dialog box. I'm going to cancel it for now. Now that I've stopped the video, let's restart it again and resume it to see how that works out. Boom! As advertised, it works fine. This hot blonde chick eats an ant? Whatever, moving on. Another handy feature is you can access weather data right on the PBO. Here we go. It's all pretty straightforward. Awesome. I have the weather for San Diego, and the PBO tells me I can press info to save the city as a favorite. Info. Where is info? I don't see it on the remote. I must have missed it. No, but I didn't. No, I didn't. I couldn't have missed it. That's right. There is no info on the remote whatsoever. So what do you press? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's basically to press every button that exists. So I did that, and I finally found that the option button is what they call info. I don't know how that happened, but it's definitely a software bug that they should try to fix in their future firmware release. And that concludes our review of the Patriot PBO. Please check out thinkcomputers.org for an even more in-depth review of the Patriot PBO. Once again, thank you and hope you enjoyed it.